Today's submarines are considered to be one of the most fearsome machines of war ever invented, but today's behemoths had a humble beginning, so let's take a look at the history book and figure out just where it all started. The idea of building a device to go underwater has been around for a long time. Aristotle first mentions the diving bell in 360 BC. A diving bell is essentially a huge metal bowl that a person can fit into that is lowered underneath the water so that it traps air, allowing the diver to work underwater for extended periods. A far cry from today's submarines, but it's a good start. In 1578, William Bourne, sadly not Jason, though that would be awesome, an English mathematician drew up the plans for the first submarine. It was a wooden frame that would be wrapped in leather that men would then row from the inside. It is unknown if this boat was ever actually built though, leading many to speculate it never left the drawing board. But don't you worry. Not long after, in 1620, a Dutch physician named Cornelius de Bal built the world's first working submarine. It was made out of wood and needed 12 oarsmen, but he successfully made several trips on the Thames River near London, traveling around 12 to 14 feet beneath the surface of the water. This caught the attention of military minds that decided that having a boat that could stalk its prey from beneath the waves would put them at a huge advantage. And in 1776, stories about an American submarine named the Turtle began to circulate. It was a one-man submarine that was operated by foot pedals connected to a drive shaft that then connected to a propeller. Allegedly, the Americans attempted to use the submarine to attach a bomb to a British ship from below the waterline. However, the mission failed as the operator failed to get the bomb attached. Although some do speculate this never actually happened and was nothing more than American propaganda, that hasn't stopped people from actually building and testing replicas of the submarine. But the submarine wouldn't really build its reputation of fear until the outbreak of World War I, where both the British and Germans used them to various degrees of success. Germany declared they would begin using unrestricted submarine warfare. They have a funny habit of doing that. Then began to sink any ship that was suspected to be aiding the war effort. These U-boats, short for underwater boat, very creative naming I know, I hear he also had a dog named Dog and a cat named Cat, were powered by diesel engines. But there was a problem. Diesel engines need air, and people kind of need air too. So running these engines underwater just wasn't an option. This was solved by using an electric engine to drive the propeller while the craft was underwater. And when the batteries were depleted, the submarine would have to surface and run its diesel engines to recharge before it could submerge again. This left the submarine vulnerable to attack, and was only done at night. But despite this disadvantage, during World War I and World War II, the submarine proved that it was nothing to be taken lightly. In 1951, the United States launched the USS Nautilus, the world's first nuclear-powered submarine. This changed everything, as from now, the limiting factor in how long a submarine could stay underwater was no longer fuel or battery life, it was just based on how much food could be carried. This also completely changed the game as far as anti-submarine warfare. Navies were accustomed to hunting down submarines while they were surfaced, charging their batteries. However, a nuclear submarine never has to do this. Nuclear submarines are of course bigger, and carry a bigger arsenal than conventional submarines. Some are capable of carrying nuclear warheads and firing them from underneath the water. In the case of Great Britain, her 4 nuclear-capable submarines have a letter of last resort. Written as soon as the Prime Minister takes office, it says exactly what should be done in the event of an attack that completely wipes out the British government. Nobody but the Prime Minister knows what the letter says, and when the Prime Minister leaves office, the letters are destroyed without ever being opened, meaning the Prime Minister never has to worry about the popularity of his decision. Well guys, that does it for a brief history of the submarine. I hope you enjoyed it, and real quick, I just want to say hey, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. It honestly means a ton, and I hope to continue growing the community around this channel. If you liked the video, leave a like, and if you really liked it, consider subscribing. I make new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and I would hate for you to miss out. You're always welcome to submit video ideas in the comments, or over on my channel discussion page. And as always, please enjoy the rest of your internet going experience.